Hi everyone, this is 1 year on. I'm Alison, and following on from episode 42, today's episode is a review of the Peak Brain Training app memory games. I apologise for the late publishing of this episode. Christmas caught up with me and I wasn't as well prepared as I anticipated, so it's a little late, but better late than never. The first game is Apprentice Wizard. This game trains your working memory and spatial memory, like matching the card games that you used to play as a kid. You have multiple cards and have to memorise the locations of the cards which turn over and are then hidden. It's really simple, but I struggle to do it. I'm only on the novice rank with the best score. To rank up, I have to score above 850 twice in a row. This is a game developed at Cambridge University in England. The next game, Perilous Path, trains your working memory and also your planning abilities. You've got to memorise the danger zones in a grid, and then when they are hidden, draw a safe line between the start square and the finish square. Sounds easy. When you have a problem with working memory, it's not that easy. I've managed to reach the expert rank so far. And to rank up, I've got to complete 10 games in a row with no mistakes, and I've only managed 2 so far. Partial Match trains your working memory, visualization and visual recognition. You observe the shape, and then seeing the next shape, you have to say if the shape partly, yes, fully, or no, doesn't match the previous one. The partly terminology is if the colour, shape or orientation of the shape are the same. You want to quick fire these, and it's infuriatingly difficult. I've reached graduate level so far, and I'm to complete 2 games with no mistakes and score above 13,130 twice in a row to rank up. Spin Cycle. This game trains your working memory, task shifting and visualization and visual recognition. You see patterns of shapes circling around. On a screen is a statement that will be made like the number has not changed, or the rotation has not changed. Compared to the previous slide, you have to answer true or false. This gets really hard as some of these statements are in the negative, so double negatives and the like mess with your head. I've only reached graduate level with this game and I've got a way to go to rank up. The next game is called Baggage Claim, and it's very clever. It trains your working memory and task shifting. You're presented with cities in a screen and you need to memorise them. You're then asked to complete an unrelated task, and then you're presented with a list of cities and you've got to click your memorised cities. It's very clever and I need to try harder, as on this one I've only reached the graduate level. The Street Nav game has been one of my favourites, and I've been addicted to it almost as much as the Train of Thought game on Lumosity. This is my favourite game in Peak. It trains your spatial working memory, your planning skills and visualisation. You're shown a bird's eye view of a map with starting points and destination points. You've got to memorise them. Next then, you're immersed into the maze at ground level, and you need to navigate your way through the maze, turning and going forwards or back and turning again. Once you reach what you think is your destination point, you click the I'm at my destination point button. This is so satisfying. I always knew that I had good spatial awareness skills, and I've gotten a lot of satisfaction in playing this game. I have, however, only reached Grandmaster level and have yet to conquer the Legend rank. I think it will be some time, and maybe I can't even do it, because the objectives to rank up to Legend are steep, and I fulfilled each of the objectives except the Peak Brain Score objective, which is reach an overall Peak Brain Score of 600. It also has levels 2 and 3 components of this, which I suspect will be Peak Brain Score of 700 and then 800. I've climbed up a few hundred while I've been playing Peak, and given this requires you to become an expert in all the other games for your Peak Brain Score to climb up. I'm finding a lot of the games really hard, so therefore the Peak Brain Score isn't climbing very much at all just now. I don't think I'm going to satisfy this objective. But this has been my top game in my stroke recovery, along with Train of Thought, and it's a lot of fun. The next game is called Memory Sweep. It trains your spatial memory and working memory skills. You're presented with a number of squares, and you've got to memorise the coloured squares and click on these squares when they disappear. It's really simple and really hard. I've managed to memorise up to solidly about 9 squares, and I've not been able to get beyond that. I'm at graduate level and needing to score above 47,570 twice in a row to rank up. The last game is called Bounce. It trains your working memory. You're shooting a laser beam, and you see the laser beam shooting, and with paddles placed in your way, you've got to deflect the beams, and you can determine where they will go. I enjoy this game, but I'm not brilliant at it. I've reached expert rank and kind of stagnated there. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like, share and subscribe, or leave a comment. I'll be back next time to talk about the focus games in the Peak app. Bye!